Welcome back to DSC Books.
Great to be back. Today we are diving deep into Secrets of the Silent Witch, Volume 3. This one's by Matsuri Isora, and illustrations by Nanna Fujimi are just, well, lovely as always.
They really are. And this volume, it feels like a real turning point, doesn't it? Monica Everett, the Silent Witch, she's not just hiding anymore. She's right in the thick of it.
Absolutely. You've got her past catching up with her, these complicated new relationships, especially with Prince Felix, and then there's this whole espionage plot bubbling up around him. It's intense.
That's exactly what we need to unpack today. So our mission really is to trace the whole story arc of this volume. We're going to focus hard on what makes these characters tick, their motivations.
Right, from rivals like Bernie Jones to friends like Lana.
Exactly. And we'll break down the most important event in each key section. We want to go beyond just saying what happened.
Yeah, we need to get into why it matters. What does it tell us about Monica, about Felix, about, well, the whole kingdom's future?
Precisely. This deep dive should give you a really solid grasp of how, personal stuff, trauma, friendship, bumps up against big political stakes.
And to really get the current situation, we absolutely have to start at the beginning, or, well, her beginning in a way.
Yeah.
The prologue. It explains everything about her relationship with Bernie Jones.
Ah, yes, Bernie. The man who becomes her biggest critic, maybe. It's foundational.
Yeah, the prologue is basically essential reading for understanding Monica. It lays out this foundational trauma, this relationship that soured so dramatically.
It really does. It sets up why Bernie Jones is just consumed by this bitterness and jealousy towards her. Let's break him down first. Bernie Jones.
Okay, Bernie. He's the second son of Count Ambard. And in their society, that often means living in the shadow of the older brother, especially if the older brother isn't particularly capable, which seems to be the case here.
Right. So he's driven, he wants to prove himself, surpass his brother, get some real political clout.
Exactly. And his ambition, it's huge. He wants to become one of the 7 sages, a count of magic. It's not just an honor, it's serious power and influence.
And the thing is, he wasn't just ambitious, he actually had the talent, right? He was at Minerva's, the top magic academy.
Oh, absolutely. His specialty was quick chanting. We should probably pause on that for a second to explain why it's such a big deal.
Good idea. So, chanting spells,
Yeah.
It's not just saying magic words, is it?
Not at all. Especially for high-level magic. You're calculating these incredibly complex formulae in your head and then vocalizing the chant perfectly. The chant itself shapes the mana.
So speed and precision are everything.
Critical. Any tiny mistake, any hesitation, and the spell can just fizzle. Or worse, backfire spectacularly. Quick chanting is doing all that, the calculation, the vocalization, super fast and flawlessly.
And Bernie was the best at it in his year, even without a staff.
The only one, apparently. Staves often help stabilize the mana flow, make it a bit easier. He didn't need one. He was, objectively, a prodigy, a real talent.
Which probably explains some of his arrogance then. Earned, maybe.
You could say that. And then into his orbit comes Monica Everett, or as she was known then, Everett the Mute.
Yeah, the description of her back then is just sad. Petite, plain, gloomy, always looking down, incredibly shy, and the other kids were awful to her.
Horrible. That spider incident the book mentions, where a boy tries to scare her just to get a reaction, it really paints a picture of how isolated and vulnerable she was.
And the irony, the real tragedy, is that inside, she wasn't timid at all, magically speaking.
Right, she had this genius-level grasp of magical theory, the Carmille. But she was just terrified of speaking in front of people, pathologically so. Anthropophobia, they call it.
So she couldn't chant, couldn't actually do the magic she understood so well.
Exactly, which is where Bernie steps in. Initially, anyway.
He sees the bullying, gets angry, and defends her, right? Uses his fancy, quick-chanting fire arrows.
Yeah, maybe it was his better nature, maybe a bit of ego, wanting to show off his skill while doing good. But he saw her potential. He realized her problem wasn't intelligence.
So he offers to teach her his specialty, quick-chanting.
Makes sense from his perspective. If she could just say the words faster, maybe she wouldn't be so scared. Reduce the time she had to be the center of attention.
He saw her as a project,
Yeah.
a fellow genius he could sort of mold.
Pretty much. He probably thought helping her would just reflect well on him, too. Mentor and protege, side by side.
But that's not how it played out at all. Their collaboration leads to the thing that breaks him, the big reveal.
The reveal of Enchanted Magecraft, That's the absolute core event of the prologue. He's trying to help her speak faster.
And she just skips the speaking part entirely.
Completely. It's crucial to get the difference. Quick chanting is fast talking, basically.
Hmm.
Unchanted magecraft is. It's like controlling the magic, shaping the mana, purely with your mind. No words needed.
Which nobody thought was possible on that scale.
Exactly. The power she showed was apparently staggering.
Yeah.
And suddenly she wasn't ever at the mute anymore.
Everything changes for her. Scholarship, personal tutoring with Professor Gideon Rutherford, the guy known for making sages.
And then, boom, she becomes the youngest sage in history. The Silent Witch.
And for Bernie, this is just devastating.
Utterly. It wasn't just that she surpassed him. It felt like betrayal. She achieved the very title he craved, using a kind of magic that made his own specialty seem less impressive. He couldn't handle it.
So he pushes himself too hard in training. Just trying to catch up, maybe.
Recklessly. Burns himself out, contracts mana poisoning, which is serious, painful, limits his own magical future.
And he blames her completely.
Yep, all that bitterness just curdles into hate.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 years later, Monica, now the famous Silent Witch, finds him in the infirmary, wants to finally thank him for his initial help.
And he just tears into her, accuses her of mocking him.
And delivers that gut punch of a line. Tells her she should just go live in a cabin in the mountains, far away from everyone, cuts her off completely.
Which is just dripping with irony, because eventually she kind of does. Wow, what a setup. A brilliant guy twisted by envy into this really tragic antagonist.
Exactly. And that history hangs heavy over everything she does in Volume 3. Which brings us to her current situation, undercover at Serenity Academy.
Right. Protecting Prince Felix while trying desperately not to be recognized.
Okay, so now Monica is Monica Norton, the accountant. She's embedded in the student council at Serenity Academy, and her main job is bodyguard duty for Prince Felix Arcaradil.
A pretty high-stakes undercover gig for someone who hates attention. So this part of the book starts introducing the people around her, the ones helping her cope, right?
Yeah, Chapter 1, I Don't Need a Reason, brings in Lana Collette. And Lana is, well, she's basically Monica's first real friend, offering support with no strings attached.
She's the one dragging Monica into social stuff. Dresses, parties, makeover.
Exactly, trying to pull her out of her shell. And Lana's whole attitude is just pure kindness. I help my friends because they're my friends. No ulterior motive.
Which must be completely alien to Monica after Bernie, and given her role as a sage is all about duty.
Totally. And you still see Monica's deep insecurity. She's self-conscious about, well, everything. Her shyness, being thin, not having social graces, like with the horseback riding elective.
Oh yeah, why did she choose horseback riding? Seemed kind of random.
It wasn't random at all. She picked it specifically because her friend, Casey Grove, was supposed to take it. Casey's the one who got caught up in that spiral flame incident Louis was investigating earlier, so Monica took the class for her.
Ah, okay. So even hidden away, she's still looking out for people. Loyal.
Quietly, yeah. And then comes the big moment in this chapter. Felix shows up as a mentor during her writing lesson.
The prince himself, under his highness classroom name.
Yep. He just joins the lesson, says he's observing for studies, since he can't practice magecraft himself. But then he starts giving her actual pointers. Patiently.
That's interesting. What kind of pointers?
Practical stuff. Correcting her posture. And he makes this connection between the rhythm of writing, that sit, stand, and dancing, which he's also taking lessons for. He's observant.
And Monica finds him hard to read, but kind.
Exactly. He's got this reputation as just being his grandfather's puppet, but she senses there's more to him. A genuine kindness beneath the surface. It's the first real hint that the public perception of Felix might be wrong.
Okay, so that sets up Felix's character a bit. Then Chapter 2, Upstart, introduces Elliot Howard.
Right. Elliot Howard, student council secretary, eldest son of Count Dasby, very driven, noble, competitive. And he has this history with Felix.
A bad history, initially.
Elliot used to bully Felix quite badly. Thought he was clumsy and weak. There's this specific story.
The astronomy book.
That's the one. Elliot hid Felix's favorite astronomy book up a tree. Felix tried to climb up, fell, got hurt. But when the teachers asked what happened...
Felix didn't rat him out?
Nope. Felix blamed himself. Said it was his own fault for being a clumsy climber. And that act of, well, selfless nobility completely changed Elliot's view. Turned his contempt into deep respect.
So Elliot is now fiercely loyal to Felix because of that past incident. That makes sense.
It explains a lot about their dynamic in this student council. And it sets the stage for the main event of this chapter. Monica accidentally reveals her chess skills.
Right, the chess game with Elliot. She just read a textbook the night before.
Yeah, trying to seem like a normal student picking up a new hobby. Elliot, being competitive and probably a decent player, gives her no handicap.
And how does she play?
Terrifyingly logical. Elliot notes her style is just cold calculation. Never wastes a move. She plays like it's a math problem, not a game. She'd sacrifice her king if it led to victory.
Ruthless.
Totally. And she manages a stalemate against him first try. Elliot realizes she could be an absolute monster at chess if she actually practiced.
And he sees that disconnect again, right? The shy girl versus the strategic genius.
Calls it surreal. And that's the running theme, isn't it? Every time Monica tries to fade into the background, some aspect of her hidden brilliance just bursts out. Writing, chess, it keeps happening.
It really does. Which brings us to the actual competition and the inevitable confrontation.
Right, so things really heat up in part 3. The big inter-academy chess competition is happening, and Monica knows students from Minerva's will be there, which means...
Looney might be there. High chance of being recognized.
Exactly. So, Chapter 3, A Love Triangle, is a thing of beauty. Kind of a misleading title. Actually, is all about the disguise getting an upgrade.
This is Lana stepping in again, the makeover chapter.
Yep. Lana basically forces a complete transformation on Monica. Corset to fix her posture, years of hunching over, makeup, non-prescription glasses to make her look older, different, curling her hair.
The works, all designed to make her unrecognizable. And how does Monica feel about it?
Internally, she's kind of thrilled. The book mentions she feels stronger, healthier, more confident with a better posture and look. It's not just a disguise, it's psychological armor.
And then we get that weird, funny moment with her protectors.
Oh yeah, the student council prank. Red, Louis' spirit, and Nero, Monica's familiar cat, decide they need to guard her in person. So they transform into adult men.
But their fashion sense is lacking.
Hilariously bad. They wear these super gaudy, totally inappropriate formal outfits, thinking they look like inconspicuous noblemen. It's just absurd. Pure comic relief before the tension ramps up.
Because the tension definitely ramps up. The confrontation happens. Bernie finds her.
He does. He's looking for the Serendia player, Lady Norton. He finds Monica alone in a hallway. He recognizes the name, but crucially, thanks to Lana's makeover.
He doesn't recognize her, not her face.
Right, but he still corners her. He senses something's off, starts getting aggressive, demanding answers. Monica just freezing up, panicking internally.
And then the cavalry arrives, sort of.
Sort of. Ren and Nero, in their ridiculous outfits, burst in. They apparently overheard a line from some trashy romance novel Monica was reading.
Oh no, don't tell me.
Yep. They shout, "Don't you dare lay a hand on my woman," at Bernie.
Oh, that's mortifying. But effective.
Totally effective.
Yeah.
Bernie's taken aback. Monica hides her fake glasses in embarrassment, and the moment passes. She's saved by sheer absurdity. Her cover is intact. For now.
Which leads directly into the actual match in Chapter 4, my friend. The competition proper.
Serendia versus the University first. Monica plays their guy, Robert Winkle. And her performance is notable.
How so? What's the key event here?
Monica's merciless victory and Bernie's response. Her speed is unreal. 3 seconds a move, maybe less. Just bang, bang, bang. Cold, logical, using pieces like pawns in ways that seem almost inhuman.
She crushes him.
Absolutely demolishes him. Wins in record time. Proves she's easily the strongest player there.
And Winkle's reaction is unexpected.
Hilariously unexpected. He's so overwhelmed by her genius, by the prospect of playing against that kind of mind again, he immediately proposes marriage right there on the spot, just so he can keep playing chess with her.
Wow. Okay. But the real emotional weight comes from Bernie's reaction watching this.
Exactly. Bernie's in the audience watching this display of untouchable genius, and you can just feel his envy boiling over. It's happening all over again. She's effortlessly brilliant.
So he decides he has to face her himself.
Immediately. Submits a formal request to change the player order for the next match. Minerva versus Serendia. He wants to go first, specifically to play against Lady Norton.
And then he makes it personal. Attacks Lana.
That's the final straw. He insults Lana, calls her mediocre, basically dismisses her, and that's the trigger for Monica.
She finally snaps.
Not snaps exactly, but finds her voice. For maybe the first time against him, certainly the first time in this volume defending someone else, she raises her voice, tells him off.
What does she say?
It's powerful because it's simple and direct. She defends Lana, says she won't tolerate his insults anymore. She basically says, "I don't think I'll be able to tolerate you anymore, Bernie."
So she's the one cutting the tie now, not just reacting to him.
Exactly. She walks past him. It's a huge moment of growth. Standing up for her friend gives her the strength she couldn't find for herself years ago. She's not just the Silent Witch or Monica Norton anymore. She's Lana's friend.
That's a really satisfying character beat. But the plot doesn't pause for breath, does it? It shifts immediately to espionage.
No breathers allowed. Chapter 5, Disguise Malice, picks up right after the chess drama. Bernie's been beaten, he's furious, stewing in the waiting room. But his sharp mind is still working.
He notices something about the Minerva's supervisor, Pittman.
Exactly. He realizes something is deeply wrong. The guy's magical signature feels off. Bernie, despite being consumed by jealousy, is still a top-tier magical analyst.
And he figures it out.
He does. He deduces that Pittman is an imposter using dragon-shifting magecraft. And that's a huge red flag.
Why dragon shifting specifically?
It's forbidden magic, known to be used in the Shorgold Empire, the kingdom's main rival.
Yeah.
Bernie instantly connects the dots. This imposter is an Imperial agent, and the target must be Prince Felix.
So Bernie confronts him, tries to stop him.
Yeah, he attacks with lightning spells, but the dragon shifter is tough, enhanced strength, scales, the whole deal.
Bernie's getting overpowered.
And Monica steps in. She'd followed Bernie, probably worried about what he'd do. She arrives just in time to land a solid blow and knock the imposter out cold.
Okay, crisis averted. But then the student council arrives, Cyril and Neil, and this is where Bernie does something unexpected.
Totally unexpected. This is the key event. Bernie covers for Monica. Cyril and Neil show up, see the unconscious imposter, Bernie bruised, and Monica just standing there.
And Bernie could easily expose her, right? Say she attacked the supervisor or something, get her in huge trouble.
Easily.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. Despite all the rage, all the history, he lies. He tells the council that Monica was just an innocent bystander who got caught up in the fight he started with the imposter.
Wow. Why? Why protect her identity as the Silent Witch?
It's complex. Maybe a flicker of that old sense of honor. Maybe recognizing the bigger threat the Empire outweighs his personal grudge. Maybe he didn't want her getting credit for taking the guy down. It's ambiguous, but he protects her secret. He takes the heat himself.
That adds another layer to him. Okay, so the immediate danger is handled, but the political gears keep grinding in Chapter 6 to engrave my name in history.
Right. Despite this clear assassination attempt on the prince, Duke Clockford Felix's super-powerful grandfather insists the upcoming school festival must go on.
Why? Seems reckless.
The Duke sees it as Felix's official debut, necessary to solidify his claim to the throne. He's treating Felix like a piece on a chessboard, pushing him forward regardless of risk. Reinforces that puppet prince image.
But Felix isn't just a puppet, is he? We get a glimpse behind the curtain here.
A crucial glimpse. This chapter's most important event is Felix's secret oath. He sneaks out at night, talks to his water spirit, Wildianu.
Spirits can talk, or he talks to it.
He confides in it and confirms something major. 10 years ago, he swore an oath, a secret oath, to engrave the name Felix Arquardillion in history.
That does not sound like a puppet's ambition. That sounds like someone with his own agenda, a big one.
Exactly. It implies a deep, hidden drive completely separate from his grandfather's plans, maybe even opposed to them. He's playing his own game.
And this hidden depth seems to connect to the magic world, too. In Chapter 7, the Starseer Witch Mary Harvey's heart-pounding reading.
Yes. Monica travels with Louis Miller, the barrier mage sage, to meet another sage, Mary Harvey, the Starseer Witch, the kingdom's official astrologian.
Why the visit? Just a sage check-in?
Not quite. Louis was actually called there to help unseal a very powerful, very old magic item for Mary. It's called Star-Weaving Mira.
Star-Weaving Mira, what does it do?
It's ancient, absorbs mana directly from the land for divination rituals. But Louis gives this really chilling warning about it.
What's the warning?
He says the artifact is known to kill its owner if male, which immediately flags it as incredibly dangerous and unstable, adds this volatile magical element into the mix.
Okay, a dangerous artifact, but the big reveal for Mary Harvey isn't about the item, it's about Felix, right?
Precisely. The most important takeaway is Felix's fate is unreadable. Mary, the kingdom's top astrologer, tells him that for about 10 years now, she hasn't been able to read Prince Felix's fate in the stars at all.
Completely unreadable. Like, blank.
Blank. Cloaked. Obscured somehow. Which is huge in a world where fate and prophecy are usually pretty clear, especially for royalty.
And it's been like that for 10 years, which is exactly when he made his secret oath.
The timing lines up perfectly.
Ah.
It suggests his hidden ambition, his secret oath, is somehow shielding him from divination. Or maybe it's put him on a path so significant, so world-altering, that it's literally beyond the star's ability to map out. Either way, something extraordinary is going on with Felix.
Wow. Okay. So we have espionage, hidden ambitions, unreadable fates, and now things get chaotic at the festival itself.
Yeah, the Colempton Bell Ringing Festival becomes the backdrop for the next chunk of action. Because Chapter 8 is Monica becomes a delinquent and introduces a new quirky character.
Bartholomeus, the craftsman.
That's him. He's described as this brilliant jack-of-all-trades, an artistic genius with his hands, but he's currently on the run. He made a counterfeit seal for that criminal group trying to infiltrate Serendia earlier.
And now he's trying to sell weird dolls.
Bizarre straw dolls. Apparently technically masterful, but aesthetically challenging. He's just trying to survive on the fringes.
And Monica runs into Felix at this festival, both undercover.
Yep. Monica's trying to keep an eye out for threats, blend in, and she spots Felix, also in disguise, some kind of underworld watchman costume, calling himself Ike. He's trying to enjoy the festival like a normal person for once.
But Monica can't just let the prince wander around alone, unguarded.
Exactly. Her duty kicks in. But when Felix spots her and asks, casually, "Hey, what are you doing out here alone?" Monica panics.
And blurts out the first thing that comes to mind.
Pretty much. This is the key moment.
Right.
Monica's lie. She calculates the fastest way to deflect suspicion and just declares, to tell the truth, I'm a delinquent.
A delinquent, and Felix buys it.
Buys it. He loves it. He finds the idea of the prim and proper student council accountant being a secret delinquent absolutely hilarious. He immediately latches onto it and says that they should stick together, fellow delinquents.
So her panically accidentally creates the perfect cover for her to stay close to him without revealing her mission.
Perfectly. It's another one of those moments where her awkwardness leads to an unexpected advantage. Meanwhile, though, the real chaos is starting.
Chapter 9. A Kind Ghost. This involves Bartholomeus and that dangerous artifact, star-weaving Mira.
Yes. Bartholomeus manages to sneak into the church where Mira is being kept, and he steals it. But the moment he touches it...
It possesses him.
Sort of. The item has its own consciousness, apparently, and it wants to elope. It basically hijacks Bartholomeus and drags him out through a stained glass window, flying off erratically.
Okay, that's bad. A powerful, unstable magic item is now loose, attached to a runaway craftsman. What's happening with Monica and Felix?
They're having their own little adventure. Felix, in his Ike persona, takes Monica to this notorious nightclub, Madame Cassandra's, to get her some warmer clothes.
A nightclub? Monica must have loved that.
She was terrified. People there mistake her for someone Felix is trying to sell or recruit. It's played for comedy. She can barely speak, starts muttering her father's obscure magical theories out of sheer panic.
Oh, Monica. But amidst the comedy, she realizes the danger for Mira, right?
Yes. This is the crucial decision point. Monica chooses duty over guarding. She understands that star-weaving Mira, flying around uncontrolled and absorbing mana, is a massive threat to the town. It could cause huge destruction, kill Bartholomeus.
So even though her primary mission is to protect Felix,
she decides her duty as a sage, protecting the innocent from a major magical threat, takes precedence in this moment. She has to retrieve Mira. She tells Ren to get ready for pursuit.
Which leads to the big action sequence in Chapter 10, a little squirrel soaring through the night sky.
Absolutely breathtaking sequence. Monica needs to intercept Bartholomeus and Mira, who are heading towards the town's bell tower. Fast.
So she asks Rin to launch her, like literally.
Literally. Maximum speed launch, human cannonball style.
That sounds incredibly dangerous. How does she even survive that, let alone control it?
This is where it all connects, the main event, the high-speed retrieval and forbidden magic. As she's hurtling through the air, completely unstable, she remembers her horseback riding lessons with Felix.
The sit-stand rhythm?
Exactly. She adapts that binary rhythm, shifting her weight, using tiny bursts of wind magic to stabilize her flight path. It's an amazing application of that seemingly simple lesson. She turns herself into a guided missile.
Incredible. And she catches up to Bartholomeus.
Just as Mira, in its madness, is about to cause Bartholomeus to fall to his death from the bell tower, it's trying a kind of murder-suicide pact.
So how does Monica stop the artifact itself? It has a consciousness.
She uses something extraordinary. Enchanted mental interference magecraft. This is borderline forbidden magic, usually only considered for use on humans because it directly messes with the target's mind, their ego.
But she uses it on the item.
Yes. Because Mira has such a strong, distinct ego or consciousness, she doesn't try to destroy it, she shows it a dream. Basically, she uses mental magic to placate its consciousness, calm it down, make it docile.
She psychoanalyzed a magic item while flying through the air.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's a stunning display of her unique genius. She saves Bartholomeus. neutralizes the immediate threat, and secures the dangerous artifact, all by applying her magic in a way no one else would have even conceived of.
Wow, okay. That's a hell of a climax. What happens after the dust settles?
After all that chaos, Chapter 11, a book's worth, slows things down for a really important emotional beat, and it deepens our understanding of Felix.
Where does this take place?
Felix takes Monica, still as Monica Norton,
Yeah.
to him, to one of his favorite places, a used bookstore called Porter Used Books.
A prince who loves used bookstores. Okay, interesting.
And it's here he reveals something personal. He talks about the Silent Witch's essays in this publication, Minerva Springs. He calls her his first love.
His first love, because of her writing.
Yeah. Remember, he's forbidden from studying magic, but he reads everything he can. Her essays, her research, that's his connection to the magical world he's barred from. He deeply admires her intellect. The irony, of course, is she's standing right next to him.
The irony is thick, but Monica finds something important there too, right?
Huge. She finds a copy of Discerning Magical Disposition from Inherited Traits. This is her father's book, the one that got him condemned, his research outlawed, all copies supposedly burned.
Finding that must have been overwhelming for her. Vindication.
Absolutely. Pure, silent joy and relief. And this leads to the chapter's most important event, recognition of worth. Felix sees her reaction. He doesn't know why the book is important, but he sees that it is profoundly so to her.
So what does he do?
He buys it for her. But he doesn't just pay the asking price. He pays 2 gold coins, which is a ridiculous amount for an old outlawed book. He tells her, I don't know how much that book is worth on the market, but to you it's worth at least that much, isn't it?
Wow. He recognized its personal value, not its market value.
Exactly. It's an act of incredible empathy and generosity. He saw her hidden need, her hidden history reflected in her reaction to the book, and validated it without even knowing the specifics. That's the moment that brings Monica to tears. It solidifies this really unique, kind connection between them. He sees her in a way no one else really has.
That's a beautiful moment. Okay, so emotional connection established. Then the epilogue, always put a ribbon on your kitten, deals with the morning after.
Yeah, the morning after the festival, the flight, the bookstore, Monica wakes up, finds Felix asleep nearby, mostly naked. Apparently they just collapsed from exhaustion, and her first thought is panic, assuming she'll be executed for being alone with the prince.
Oh, poor Monica. Constant anxiety.
But Felix wakes up, is totally calm, and gives her a gift, a peridot pendant. Says he did it to satisfy myself, so she'll always remember their night out as Ike and Monica the delinquent.
A memento. But then he reveals something important.
He reveals he knew all along she wasn't an assassin or a threat. He says, if you were going to kill me, you'd have done so long ago. It shows he's perceptive, trusts his judgment about her character, and isn't as naive as he seems. He took a calculated risk spending the night out with her.
So he's playing a deeper game than anyone realizes. But there's bad news too, right? The main event of the epilogue.
Yes. The real kicker is the Imperial Mage escape. Rain reports back that the Dragon Shifter imposter, the fake pitman they captured, supposedly committed suicide in custody using poison.
Supposedly.
Louis Miller immediately figures it out. He deduces it wasn't suicide. The body they found wasn't the imposter's. It was the real Mr. Pittman's body, swapped out. The Imperial spy escaped.
How? Who could arrange that?
It means the Shorgold Empire has a highly organized network operating right under their noses, capable of infiltrating secure locations and staging a complex escape. The external threat is still very much active and dangerous.
Okay, that's ominous. And the secret episode in the north gives us even more context.
Loads more. Louis goes to visit Casey Grove, the friend Monica took the writing class for, who's recovering in a monastery. Lou tells her the investigation into her attack revealed something big.
What's that?
Spiral flame used against her. It was made with rubies traceable to a specific mine, Glocken, which is located deep within the Shorgold Empire.
Wait, so the attack on Casey is seemingly an internal Landor affair, used materials from the Empire.
Exactly. It strongly implies a secret alliance, or at least cooperation, between factions within Landor and the Empire. That's a huge political bombshell.
Definitely. And Louis also talks about Monica's fear.
Yeah, he explains Monica's psychology to Casey. Says her real terror during the Black Dragon incident wasn't the dragon itself. It was the Dragon Knights, the big, loud, armored men. It confirms her deep-seated anthropophobia. It's why she fights so ruthlessly. She just wants the scary humans gone as fast as possible.
Provides crucial insight into her merciless reputation. Okay, and the final stinger, the most important event here.
Bartholomeus recruited. The escaped Imperial agents, using transformation magic to stay hidden, track down Bartholomeus, the craftsman who stole star-weaving Mira.
What do they want with him?
They basically strong-arm him, offering a massive payment he can't refuse, to use his incredible crafting skills to fabricate a perfect, undetectable replica of a Serendia Academy student uniform.
Oh no, a perfect disguise for the upcoming school festival.
Almost certainly. They're commissioning a master craftsman to create the ultimate infiltration tool. The enemy is preparing to walk right into the heart of the Academy during its biggest public event. The setup for Volume 4 is terrifyingly clear. #outro.
Okay, let's try to wrap our heads around all that. We've really traced Monica's arc in this volume, from being almost paralyzed by her past and her shyness,
To finding her voice, defending her friend Lana, facing Bernie head-on.
and even becoming this accidental delinquent ghost who performs impossible magic while flying through the air. We saw her genius recognized by Felix in that touching bookstore scene.
While also seeing the darkness of Bernie's envy, though maybe with a tiny hint of complexity when he covered for her.
But the big picture threat just keeps growing. The Imperial agent escaped, confirming this sophisticated Shwargal network is active.
And we have strong evidence of a possible Landor Empire conspiracy tied to that attack on Casey.
Plus, the Duke is pushing forward with this school festival, basically dangling Felix out as bait, whether he means to or not.
While Felix himself has this secret 10-year-old oath to make his mark on history, and his fate is literally unreadable by the stars. He's a total wild card.
So thinking about what comes next, Felix wants to engrave his name in history. He clearly has his own plans, independent of the Duke.
But at the same time, the enemy now has Bartholomeus, a master craftsman, building them the perfect disguise, a Serendia uniform likely timed for that very same festival.
It sets up this really chilling possibility. Is Felix's ambition, his secret maneuvering, actually creating the perfect conditions for the Empire to strike, maybe even assassinate him during the festival using that disguise?
Or is his plan even bigger? Is he aware of the dangers, maybe even manipulating them, his unreadable fate, that hidden depth? It makes you wonder if he's playing a game so complex that even the Silent Witch, his protector, hasn't figured it out yet. Is he walking into a trap or laying one of his own?
That's the question hanging over everything as we head into the next volume. Is Felix the ultimate target or the ultimate player?
We'll have to wait and see. But the stage is definitely set for something explosive at that festival.
Absolutely. So until you dive into the next volume, keep reading and keep thinking about who's really pulling the strings in the Kingdom of Landor.